Hi, I'm Dr. Elliot Adam from ElliotOracle.com. I'm also the author of Fearless Tarot, How to Give a Positive Reading in Any Situation, which is due out from Llewellyn Books this October. It's only 5 weeks from now. I'm so excited. And if you like my positive approach to tarot reading and even perceiving some of the more negative cards in a reading constructively, so you actually can do something with that information, you're going to love this book. It's time for this week's Oracle Reveal. So earlier today on Instagram, I placed up a photo of 3 different animals, and I asked you to use your intuition and ask yourself which animal's getting caught in your head, because that animal has a message for you. And the 3 animals were the bee, the peacock, or the cat. So just ask yourself right now, which animal's getting stuck in your head, because that animal is the one who's got the message for you. For bee spirit, we got this image of the bee that gets busy, it makes honey. This could be a time to really pour your energy into creating sweet results. And the bee is a worker, it gets busy. So this could just be a time, again, where you're not necessarily giving over to immediate gratification for the moment, but you're thinking about your long-term goals and your long-term plans. The first card we got is where it's best to place your focus if you pick the bee card. And we actually got the Ace of Cups. Aces in the tarot are always cards of new beginnings, and they indicate that after an ending, it's time for a fresh start. It's also time to wash away the past, to let the past be the past. And the Ace of Cups also indicates that it's time to plug in with your spirit again. Whenever we see the Ace of Cups, it says that it's time to fall in love with your life again, instead of feeling defeated by it or frustrated or even like it's a grind. The Ace of Cups says instead, open yourself to divine possibility. And you see that dove that's coming out of the sky, it's blessing the cup. It's almost like a communion scene is happening here. And so this could be a time to really commune with your spirit at this time, to help you transcend old losses and move forward for the future. The second card for bee is advice from their inner wisdom. And there we go. We got that Ten of Swords card. The Ten of Swords is always concerned with endings and surrender. You see this figure. It looks rather gruesome. He's face down with these 10 swords in his back. But the swords represent uncomfortable things, uncomfortable issues, traumas from the past, things he's not facing. They're in his back because he was not facing them. He was walking away from them. And so sometimes this Ten of Swords will indicate that if you're avoiding something, if you're turning away from it, it actually can get you from behind. And instead, it's telling you to take an empowered stance, to turn around and face the thing that might be haunting you from the background. But also on this card, it's a card of finality. The ending has happened, and you can see his hand is upturned. And it's actually making the hand gesture of a blessing. You see that on the Hierophant card and also on the Six of Pentacles. And this is just a card of surrendering to spirit. And indeed, you can kind of see that the black clouds are breaking up and the sun is peeking through again. So the Ten of Swords is saying the bad stuff has happened already. The difficulties, the things that have come from behind, they've all caught up already. And now with that Ace of Cups, it's time to start anew. It's time to really reboot your life, or put the focus back on what really helps your spirit sing at this time. We're all going to have to deal with fears and shadows and difficult things in this world, but you also get to choose how you're going to respond to it. And that Ace of Cups is saying it's time to open your heart and let the light back in. And then finally, we got the mythic archetype that's going to help the bee people, and we got Chiron, the healer. He's the centaur who knew all the medicines. And so this is a really healing time for bee, it looks like. It looks like this is going to be a period where you're really going to be healing some old wounds, looking at old traumas, and also surrendering things that were just so difficult to go through. But now it's over, and it's time to stop avoiding the healing, but instead to face it head on so you can be empowered to act. The second animal that we're going to go over is the peacock, and it says, let it shine, and peacock can put on a show. It's got those brilliant, vibrant feathers. And of all the animals in the animal kingdom, the peacock most resembles the legendary phoenix, which rises out of the ashes. So peacocks have also been associated with rebirth or renewal. First card for Peacock is where it's best for them to place their focus this next week. And we got the Hangman card. And the Hangman indicates that there is a sacrifice that's needed right now for your rebirth to occur later. The hangman sometimes indicates putting yourself in a period of temporary discomfort in order to get a better result in the long term. In the case of the hangman, he's given up the use of his legs for the moment so he can hang upside down from the trees, the branches of the tree of the wisdom, in order to make his head glow, in order to give him a new insight or a new perspective. So if you pick Peacock, it might be time to put something on hold, to go within, or to make some sort of sacrifice in your life and really allow a transcendent viewpoint to really take its place. Advice from your inner wisdom, if you pick the Peacock card, is the Eight of Pentacles. And when I see the Eight of Pentacles next to the Hangman, it's really a time to get to work. There's important work to do. There's an important job in front of you. It may not even just be like working for money. When we got that Hangman card, it could be a work on a major project, or something that really makes an impact spiritually, or something that enriches you. The Hangman is often associated with inward directed work. And so this could be time to get to work on yourself, to really get yourself more powerful, stronger, and stop procrastinating the thing that's going to lead to your breakthrough. And then finally, we have the mythic archetype that's going to be helping the Peacock people. And we got Hera. That is so crazy. Hera is associated with the Peacock. She's the queen of the gods. And she is associated with the Peacock because it represents the many eyes that she uses to watch what's happening around the world, because the peacock tail has those feathers that look like eyes. When Hera shows up, she's telling you that it's time to stand up for your dignity, and to really make a regal presence now, to really take charge, to really take your seat at the throne. Hera is also a goddess of marriage and partnerships. And this could be a time to really work on your marriage, work on your partnerships, work on your relationships with other people at this time, and clear out anything that isn't contributing to its growth at this time. Whenever we see Hera, she is the queen of the sky. And so this could just be a time to really take your place and look at things from the viewpoint of the queen of heaven. And then finally, we have the people who pick the cat spirit. And the card says, claim your independence. And if you know anything about cats, they are very independent. They don't come when you call them. They come when they decide they're going to show up. And so this can be a time when you're really, owning your own decisions and acting independently and really owning your own right to make your own choices at this time. First card is where it's best to place your focus. If you pick the cat card, and we got the moon. And the moon is all about your inner instincts, your intuition. And when we couple that with that cat imagery, it could be time to return to your independent nature and to what your heart is really calling you to do at this time. Beneath the surface, beneath the expectations placed on you by the external world or what other people want, what do you want right now? Where do you want to head? The moon is leading you, and it's so important that you're plugging into your inner intuition, your instincts, and really listening to that inner song, because that's going to guide you through this period. Also, trust your psychic ability, your inner nature. It will not steer you wrong whenever the moon appears. And finally, listen to those feelings. You might need some independence and some clarity to get away from other people so you can have the quiet to hear your own heart. Advice from your inner wisdom, if you pick the cat, is the powerful magician, and he reminds you of everything that is limitless within you. The sky is the limit when the magician appears, and he's saying that it's time to start manifesting what you're truly wanting in your life. Could also be a time to build a vision board where you could put a picture of yourself in the middle of a board and you cut out these little pictures and words to describe the things that you want to attract to yourself at this time. But there is a whole new lease on life going on for the cat people. And then finally, the mythic archetype that's going to help cat is Athena, the great goddess of wisdom, and also strategy. This could be a time to come up with a plan, to get your mind clear, and also to listen to your inner wisdom. There is powerful magic happening around the cat people this next week, and I would even venture to say the peacock, and in its own way, the bee as well. So this is a really pivotal time as we're beginning this new month to get things in order. And that is this week's Oracle. I do hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, you can always schedule a one-on-one session with me at elliotoracle.com. Otherwise, I hope you all have a safe and happy week, and do take care. I will see you next time.